That's maybe how you know that. Ooh, promises and contracts. I used to keep. I used to match. That's crazy how you know that. Keep myself up. That's maybe how you know that. Ooh, hallucination. I used to say.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Let's go.
They run for the first time with Ty Chandler. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Big article in the paper this morning talking about how they wanted to get chunk plays in the run game. Well, early on, there's a good one.
There isn't for guys on defense. They've got to remember the old adage. You've got to meet force with force, and if you don't, you get run over, as they did on that last play.
Blaster, 6, ball red.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. The Vikings after it, and they get there for the sack. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Up the middle, here's Corum. Shrugs him off. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. 3rd and 5. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And it appears they'll go for it here on 4th down. A big call on the game's opening drive.
Come on, set, red, cycle, sticky, green, bright blue, huge, yellow, black, ultra. Ready?
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon.
Let's go.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 49-yard line.
They'll look to throw here. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
For Justin Jefferson.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. It's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. Second and 13 that they're walking up on. There's a short one taken in by Otten. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards.
Brings up third and 9.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
It's fourth down.
This has neither the distance nor the accuracy. It's no good, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this. Now a play fake here on first down. This is caught by Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. Jordan Addison, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. And he will get in to make it 8-0. And with a successful 2-1 try, that should be rolling. Imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run it back.
It really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, LA! Ty Chandler, 54 yards. And the Rams are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And this is now a 1-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. All told, it's a loss of 8 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll try and do a loose football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check right. Red 38.
Running left, Corum. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Blake Corum with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Rams have taken the lead.
Makes the score.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes this a 14-8 ball game. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 30.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Charles, you got to think the number one goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up. Then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, they lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done.
They go play action here on first down. And the Rams got him. They bring him down.
Byron Young, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
19 at the 26-yard line.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Jefferson.
Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. This is intercepted.
Now he's loose at the 40.
And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
And the Rams. First down. First and goal at the 7.
Looking to throw.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Opposite. Let's go now. 45. White.
On the give, it's Cora. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
They went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line. Because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And this is Cora. He's got a touchdown LA. From 4 yards out. And the Rams had 6 to their lead. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to pull your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this pass. match. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Throwing is McCarthy. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bottling him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Brings up a third down and 10 yards to go.
Looking to throw McCarthy. That's down the field for Jefferson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. The try here for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Next the score, Rams 28, Vikings 8.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he'll go down, but not before getting us inside the 30. A big play there for Minnesota. And even 40 yards. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27.
Here's McCarthy.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes.
And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. You start to feel sorry now for the young man throwing the football. This is really turning into a disaster.
Listen, it's baptism. All right, this is almost a rite of passage. This young in the league, go back and find a Hall of Fame quarterback and check their records for their first 2 years, especially if they started the bulk of the games. I bet you'll find double-digit interceptions on just about every one of them. They have to learn as they go along.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick six. Touchdown, Vikings!
Justin Jefferson.
65 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
The Vikings.
McCarthy going to look to throw for it.
And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here.
That keeps the score, Rams 31, Vikings 14.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone. So this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They run straight ahead with Corum. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 61 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Okay, Frank. Fight, 97. Let's go, ready.
They'll go back to Corum on 1st down. Gets past. There he goes left side. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Blake Corum with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Rams continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half.
Vikings 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. They definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
To the air with McCarthy.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Well, that is interception number 4 for him, Charles. 4 here in the first half alone, and they're already trailing by 4 possessions.
Makes me wonder, partner, do they just not have any confidence at all in the backup, or do they just have that much confidence in him? Able to throw 4 picks already? They're certainly hoping that he can turn things around and quickly. Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
Watch out now, 50 Fury. Drill, 52.
Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
Down. Check, pink, cut.
Again, it's Corum.
Give them 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their number 1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Ready, ready. 50 green. Hut, hut.
They'll set up to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now a timeout. Take it. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal.
Ready?
He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Ready, set! White, white! Set, hut! 6, mega, yellow, 20, ready!
They'll throw now on the final play. Now he'll tuck this and run. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he stopped immediately there. Second and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 30-yard line.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And second down.
Brings up second and 10.
Back to throw here. And he's got this to Jefferson. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 15-yard line.
7 yards. And the Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. The false start backs him up 5. First and 15. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. And here's motion again. And that's going to be 2 in a row. They'll look to throw again. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. It'll be a 20-yard gain on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
But when you hit him on the move like that, he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam. Oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Go, quick.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Brandon, That's a gamer move right there. Facing third down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I'll let him take another one right here.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And the Rams are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And it pushes Wade forward to about the 32.
118 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, LA! A big play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
The kicker on for the extra
Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Can you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now? We could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Complete to Addison on the out route.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
At the Rams' 38-yard line.
Final minute now of the third quarter.
Here we go, here we go. Viking 18.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
70 Timberwolves. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Check out.
On play action, they'll throw. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's caught inside the 25. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give them a new set of downs.
Go! Bronco 80. Go!
They'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They get him that time thanks to the safety blitz as he sank for a loss of 4.
25-yard line.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Over the middle, complete to Addison. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it'll be 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving a little dab. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27.
The rookie from Nebraska looking sharp on that one. 1st down. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Corum now on 1st and 10. Jair Alexander up to make the tackle.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Let's go now. Set.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
Pass complete there to Nakua.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, this throw will be intercepted. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest, but now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick him off for the second time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
He's got it to the 43 here. Well, they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
They run once more with Corum. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 143 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
13 yards.
To the right side, this is Corum. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. Giving 9 on the carry time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard. At the Vikings 20.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as it's time to look on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so it's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side of this one. Oh, he dropped it, and that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though. No surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 0-0. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 70 Lions.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. So the L.A. Rams with a victory here, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all